Here we go.
That's fine. Take your time, man.
You gonna mulligan and draw 5 new cards?
Yes, and here they are. This is all of us.
Yeah, Frost heard a echo.
We're the 5. We're the 5 in this mulligan. I am Lucasgvariety. Take 2, Dungeon World Season 3, Episode 1, May 26th, 2020. Put all those numbers up in there and throw them away because they don't matter. All right. Hello, everybody. We're back. New faces and old to play Dungeon World with surnamed Indigo Magic. Taken after the Workaholics Wizard rap group. If you don't know who they are, it's some funny stuff. You should look it up. Anyway, I'm back here with Soundwave's Ghost, Jodo 1025, Jeff Beck 316, and Ava Rogers. And we're here to play Dungeon World, which is a Dungeons & Dragons fantasy-like game with the Powered by the Apocalypse rule set, written by Adam Koebel and Sage LaTorra, and it is a non-crunchy, narrative-driven, high-imagination, explosive game of like Dungeons & Dragons or things of similar nature. So now we're there. Hey, Kurt, I see you in the crowd. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry, Ava's busy right now. She'll talk to you in a bit. Just calm down, Kurt. Calm down.
We'll never let her go.
But anyways,
Help, I'm being held against my will.
all you have to do is end the Zoom call.
I'm being oppressed.
Well, anyways, how are you guys tonight? You guys ready?
Good so far.
Yeah.
Doing good.
Good.
Doing
I
brilliant.
exist.
I
Not dead yet.
exist.
Help me out with this. Whack. All right, let's keep all the puns and all of the movie lines coming through. But anyways, we are here tonight as our episode 1, so it will be character and world creation. As you build the world each time, you have a new campaign. And we're going to do that together. Everything will kind of sync and come together, and I'll be hammering out some notes to fill in the blanks. So we draw maps, we leave blanks, we ask questions, we answer them when we use them. There's a lot of stuff. So it's a simple 2d6 system, and you'll learn more about the rules as we go along if you've never played before. If you want to skip right to the game, and because you don't care about the character creation or you want to be surprised, click on the link below. I'll have a timestamp there so you can jump right into the game. Of course, if you don't watch this part, you'll miss the super secret bonus that I'll award you later on. I actually don't have one.
Don't skip character creation, guys.
Don't skip it.
It's gonna be blast.
It's not worth it. Anyway, here we go. Anyways, guys, we've already pre-made characters, at least because I begged you to do it. So we got our classes and our names, as you can see here. And I think some of us have our characters kind of made, and some of us still have to work them. But we're kind of going to round table, get a little bit about what each character is, and kind of how it goes. There'll be some terminology we'll talk about as we come up, but since this is a Powered by the Apocalypse game, it's basically, there's fiction, we follow the fiction. When a character says something that triggers a move, I say, sounds like this move, you roll this, and they roll, and the fiction changes after every single roll, no matter what the result. So the story's always evolving, always changing, taking major turns. You roll 2 6-sided dice, plus or minus an attribute bonus, and if you get 0 to 6, that's a failure, bad things happen to you. A 7, 8, or 9 is a success with a consequence or a partial success. And I'll let you know what that is. And a 10 plus means you do it no problem. It's really that simple. It's the kind of game it is. Like I said, it's narratively based. But there's enough talking coming from this face hole right here. So I'm going to pass it up to Cecil Angelson to kind of give us a little intro into his character. I think what we'll do is we will follow... And maybe we'll go around the table because, like I said, some of us have them done and some of us don't. But I think what we'll do is we'll kind of follow the order of character creation. And we'll just kind of go around the table and kind of put it together. If you want to leave some things vague because you want it to come out in the story later, that's perfectly fine. But if you guys have the PDF and you go to page 48, where we choose a class and then a race and then a name and then a look, we'll kind of go around there and put those in. So... I'm not going to throw them up on Roll20 yet, the character sheets, so you guys have all that stuff. You should have access to your sheets.
Yeah, I have access to my sheets. Just realizing that I don't
Same here. I
have
got
the
access to
correct
mine.
PDF.
I've got access to mine. I'm apparently missing the core PDF. I have all the playbooks.
Yeah, I also have all the playbooks, but
Okay.
I apparently so
I'll get you the core.
Yeah, which that was my bad for not double checking on that.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, but Ralph is a blank slate. I'm like, I have a name, I have a class, that's about it.
Hey, nothing wrong about that.
Oh, this is part of the fun. Sometimes, like this game,
It's also available in the compendium. on
Compendium?
Yes,
Compendium.
it's blah, blah, blah.
That word.
Under rules, and then there's character creation, and it goes through the actual steps right there too.
Compendium's such a wonderful word. Everyone messes it up.
Yep.
It's a nice word.
Mm.
That's a nice word.
I like
Donkey.
that word. It's a very nice word.
I have a thing for words.
I like them to
Shrek.
stay where they belong, which is usually not involving me. Terrible at them.
I'm better at them when I have time to type them out and think for 10 minutes or so.
Oh, that's when I'm worse. I'm better off just letting you let you infer what I'm trying to say because I'm going to say it wrong. So, on that band, as choose the class, since he was pointing me out first, I've gone with the playbook of Overlord.
For the Overlord.
Definitely ripped from the game Overlord. As they
It's definitely.
The Overlord.
for the master. All right.
See.
So maybe a little bit, unless you don't want to say too much, but like, what is the Overlord? Who is it?
As far as I'm concerned, I'm a simple tavern owner running a very mostly ill-organized tavern in a small town somewhere that hasn't yet to be named. The tavern's named. It was on page 2 of this sheet, so I have to go there.
I believe it was the Golden Fang.
Yes, it was the Golden Fang.
Let me type that in. I will try not to pound on the keys too hard here, but anybody else that jumps in that, if they can also add notes. Golden Fang. Is it also an inn or is it just a tavern?
It's a tavern.
Golden Fang Tavern. With were creatures. Right? Oh,
I
damn.
know.
I'm getting
No,
tired of
they're
myself.
not.
Too excited.
They're
Edit it out.
absolutely normal people that run a tavern and are terrible at their jobs.
It's like Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they have a bar that's just alive on Frank's money, but they're horrible at maintaining it.
They maintain it just fine. They just don't do their job very well.
Oh,
Their
well.
job isn't to maintain it; it's to make money.
Okay, well, that definitely hasn't happened because no one starts out with hardly any coin in this game, so that makes sense.
Nope.
True that. True that.
So you're not really an overlord. You're more like a medium lord, a
I'm
subpar lord.
I have been newly minted as the heir because my dad / mother, and we can come up with that later, was recently deposed, and what left of the minions that were given to me, employees, are here at the tavern watching me, aka I was running this area for backup, and now it's the main gig because I'm now the overlord. Tavern owner.
You're like the fringe asset left over after a hostile takeover.
Yeah, I'm like the King Ralph. If anyone's old enough to watch that movie with John Goodman.
Yes.
78th in line, and there I am, the only one remaining.
So Cecil Cecil Angelson, the overlord. Sounds like a good beginning. Now you said you have a tavern in a small town.
Yes, I assume it's small. I don't leave the tavern very often.
Well, all right. Well, we'll build upon that city. We'll find more about the city later. Let me jump clockwise on this overlay. I want to talk about Ralph McLeod.
So Ralph is an enchanter, which some of the stuff that we've worked on a little bit in the background is that this world is a high magic world, and enchanters in this one is like the equivalent of the toaster repairman. So just very mundane, because when everything is magical, some things just seem less magical. But Ralph is just kind of like a mixture of just a poor soul who's so sick of doing customer service work / also tech support. So it's like,
My flying carpet's not flying more than 15 feet in the air.
did you use pixie dust or did you use fairy dust? Yes, of course there's a difference.
Did you unplug it from the ley line and then plug it back in?
No. But the Enchanter as a class is very intriguing because it's kind of a mesh between what I think is a standard caster class, but mostly figuring out making artifacts / magical items kind of thing. Hence the toaster repairman bit, because again, if everything is magical, I mean, someone's got to make the magical consumer goods, and then someone, of course, has to mix the magical consumer goods.
I like that. Frost Jaeger said that's heresy because your name is not Tim the Enchanter.
So, and
Good
all
reference.
all I could say is buy
Tim was
my
his
shiny
dad.
metal butt.
Tim was his dad. He's a second generation enchanter. Not as fantastical as his dad was.
Whole reason why I'm already disillusioned with the world. I spent way too much time as an unpaid apprentice in Dad's shop.
See, it's already coming to life. Please hammer some of these notes that I may miss somewhere, if it's a character sheet or in this Google. Can you guys be in this Google Doc? that I
Nope,
shared?
I just requested access. I'm like, please let me in.
I don't know why it's doing that.
I actually need to get back to Discord to get that.
You're fine. You don't have to all go in there. Just
Oh, I don't have to? Sweet.
no, you don't. You don't have to. You don't have to if it's gonna cause you more angst. I just at least get a couple people in there hammering some of these notes, and then I'm gonna miss or get wrong. All right,
So
so.
much angst. Harry Potter is going to cringe.
Let me know if I missed anybody. I got 2 of you there. I think I did that. Okay, so anyway, sorry. All right, so that's a little bit about Ralph McLeod. Let's go to Benny Dot next.
Benny Dot. Benny Dot is a bard. Chose that because he likes to sing about his tragedies. He used to be a barber, and then he got prisoned. He got taken away to prison on a jumped-up charge, and while he was away, his wife unfortunately died of mysterious causes. He's recently escaped and has come back. I will say Benny Dot is not his real name.
Fair. So you were wrongly jailed, and during the time of your imprisonment, your wife died mysteriously.
Correct.
I'm going to type that down. That is excellent material you're giving me. See, you give me that material, and I'm just like, ooh. This is how it goes.
Gotta give the GM something to hook me with, right?
What else you got for us there? Is that your intro? So you're the bard. Wait, first of all, has everybody been human so far? What's your race?
Currently, Benny Dot's a human.
Okay.
I will say that.
So, yeah, I actually didn't think past class.
It'll be
Because I know, because the implication I got was races does actually give you some sort of benefit or penalty, depending on...
It'll give you a benefit. It tells you which races you can choose from in your playbook. It'll give you 2 or 3. However, if you don't like any of those, allow you to pick another race. We'll just talk over what the mechanic be. I usually say use one of the mechanics that's there, but just reskin it as the race you want. Like excuse me. So
Okay.
look at that. We got Benny as a human so far. Cecil,
Human.
Ralph, we're thinking on. And then while we're doing that, and I finish these notes, I'll go over to Alavara. I hopefully said that right.
Yes.
And hear a little bit about her, the Reaper. Okay.
The Reaper.
Oh, okay. You said it better. Yep.
Don't fear the Reaper.
Yeah, Alavara is... I said it wrong myself. Alavara is the Reaper, which is kind of like the Cleric, but more focused on death and the undead. They are... how to word it? Lieutenants in death's service is how the book puts it, and I like that. She helps, souls move on.
Death is a natural part of life, especially for you minions. I mean,
for a bit of her backstory, well, Benny's not the only one with a dead spouse.
Oh.
Alavara actually became a Reaper when death came to take her late husband. Did the whole angsty, I can't live without him, so I'm just going to... Death wouldn't take her at the time, so she decided to become a servant of death. And she is an elf. So she's going to be in his service for a long time.
Oh, wow.
Probably... I haven't decided yet on how long she's been in Death's service.
I mean, it could be literally in the first... I mean, it could be it could be soon. This is Dungeon World. Things have been
It could've
going...
been like a week ago.
So, Elf, Death took your husband, wouldn't take you. So, all right.
Yep.
Well, I'll give my service to you. Maybe pair me up with him when I... Is there a deal that you made with Death? Because Death offers you deals in this game.
I haven't yet decided on it. I think it's going to be kind of like similar to the Dread Pirate Robert Steele with Johnny Depp. The whole X number of souls bit.
Mm.
And so she begged Death to take her, but instead, no, you're in my service until you... I don't know a number, but maybe it was a number of years.
10,000 souls and then 10,000 more.
It could be...
Depends on...
You tell me if it's years or souls and where you're at, and that counts. I'll ask questions, you guys answer some, and you don't have to have the answer right now, but I would like to know.
Yeah, I think I like the thought of a number of souls rather than a set number of years, because it would keep her moving forward instead of just stagnating and waiting for the years to take her.
So is X...
and something in, like, not the 100 souls, because that would be probably not that... I don't know.
You can tell me, like, I'm at number 57 out of 100 or whatever, and we can work at it from there. Like, I love the show Z Nation because I love zombie apocalypse shows of any sort. And the kid in there, his name is 10K. They call him, his name is, or 10,000. He's like, I'm going to kill 10,000 zombies before I die. And he's counting through the entire series. So
That's cool.
Yeah. Just my inspiration.
10,000 sounds like a good number.
Okay.
It's a nice round number.
Well, 10,000.
It's
How
a
many you
number
got
I'll
left?
probably never
5.
reach, but oh well.
And I would collect 10,000 souls, and then I would collect 10,000 more.
So how many souls are you at?
Let's see. Let's gonna go with she's been at this for a while, so let's call it 102.
Oh, out of 10,000.
Out of 10,000. She's got a ways to go.
I guess so.
As in a high magic world, barely anybody croaks.
I don't know about that. I plan on putting lots of undead in here. I think undead also count. So, I mean,
They
some
still have their soul.
Believe they do.
I
If they
guess
sparkle, they still have their soul technically. So.
Yeah. It might depend on the type of undead, but we'll say so.
All those poor louts who can't afford a bottle of Spring of Youth water.
It's only for the rich and powerful.
So we chose our classes, our races. Actually, Ralph.
And,
I am going to go with dwarf for now.
oh.
I'm going to be a
Combo breaker.
stumpy enchanter.
Oh,
I love it. A dwarf, 2 humans, and an elf. Sounds perfect fantasy to me.
Actually,
To a
I like the
bar.
idea of me not actually being a human,
Okay.
but I look human.
Do we know what you are? Is this mysterious? Is it something
I
weird?
think it's gonna be. I want to go with it's mysterious to me because I've looked human, but I have these. I'm gonna have one of these features I chose originally for my look to change to make it more
Okay.
amusing.
And you know what? I think maybe we'll. Okay, actually, that's good. So you got the name, we got races. We'll know more about the race later for you. We chose our classes. Step 4 is to choose your look. Now, if everybody's looking at their character sheet, you're going to see 4 lines of look. The object, and you can take anything you want, but you take one from each line and put it together. Now, if you're like, I don't like any of these and I want to put something else in this row, you can do that, but you should have at least 4 words, one from each line, to kind of bring that look together. And you can share that now if you want to kind of give us a little bit of, let people start imagining, or you can, if you want, you can save it till curtain up for the game.
Mine's ready. I just changed one. That's all.
Sure.
He has animalistic eyes. Like his eyes look very similar to the cat's pupil, but they glow gold. He has very lean body. His clothing is the noble regalia, similar to the picture at the bottom of the row 20 there. And his armor, he has armor it's called here regal armor, but it's literally the clothing he has on changes into plate when he needs it to.
Oh, well,
Heavy plate.
isn't that special? I mean, start looking at you guys' characters here. All right. Oh, people can't see that, though. Bad Luke. Bad Luke. Quit it. Okay. All right. Anybody else like to share their look if they have it?
So, out of what they have given me here on the sheet here, and I'm going to probably take some liberties.
Take
here.
them.
So Ralph is going to have glowing tattoos. That's kind of just par course for the job. Just need some special stuff to keep myself from being magically electrocuted over and over and over again.
Okay. Glowing tattoos.
Traveling robes, tired eyes, and bald.
Traveling robes, did you say was the clothing?
Yep. Yeah, it's just traveling robes, just like
Your work clothing.
like the picture in my head is like if a wizard had to work at Best Buy in the tech like one of those like Geek Squad outfits. I'm essentially wearing the wizard version of a Geek Squad outfit.
I like it.
Oh,
That's awesome.
oh my goodness. I was thinking more like Harry Potter, Ministry of Magic, but that is so much better. So
Yeah, I like the idea of the jumpsuit.
So much better.
Magic.
Magic
You are
jumpsuit.
the tech support of the magicking world.
this
I
is
love that.
we've agreed, at least thus far, this is a high magic world. So
Yep.
when
So
everybody,
it's like the vault suit style where it's not even got any seams because it's magic.
Mhm. Okay, good looks, Benny Dot.
I did go through the list, but I already had kind of a picture in my head already.
Sure,
Um,
sure.
but I will go through the list that I see that is closest to what I actually got the description, which honestly it totally works. He's got fiery eyes, as in they're very bright. He has wild hair. He wears finery,
Okay.
and he's got a pretty thin body.
Okay.
He's pale skinned and worn thin from his time in prison, so
Oh yeah, that makes sense. No vitamin D in there. And
very little vitamin D.
all right. Great. And if you're looking at the overlay, you can see that everybody has a little symbol inside in the corner. We're gonna get to the more of that later. Toaster says it all. Oh my goodness, I don't believe I did that. It became a thing. It's like an inside joke.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Now you're gonna get that in my head. Moana's my. Oh no! Oh, it's so good. No. Okay, and let's move on. Ava,
Gotta go
quickly
that
before I
game.
start singing.
Yes. So I started off with an image for Alavara. It's a quirk of my brain. I don't think in pictures, so I have to see it in front of me. But a lot of the choices actually fit her really well. She's got haunted eyes. Like looks like she never sleeps often enough. Always has kind of a 1,000-yard stare a little bit. She doesn't look at you. She looks through you. Untamed hair. She does not like. She just doesn't care. So black hair to her shoulders, just kind of does what it wants. Tattered robes, and she's very, very pale, almost like death warmed over. And another, I like the bit from the image that the black veins crawling up her arms. I kind of imagine that as with every soul she takes, those move further along her limbs until she reaches her goal.
Oh.
So maybe she wasn't told the 10,000 number, but once that blackness reaches her core, she's done.
That is awesome.
I
Yep.
like it.
Yep.
I'm just gonna keep Pac-Man
Pac-Man.
and souls until I can't see myself no more.
It wakes up in the morning, one of my minions is magic eraser it all the way up your arm. Like, I fixed her. She's better now. What have you done to me? I gotta start all over.
In-party strife. I don't even have to do anything. Perfect.
I don't even have to do anything.
Well, that's true.
Minions.
I can't wait to
Minioning.
tell you about your minion and his betrayal eventually. Oh, it's just gonna be so good. Anyway, so spoilers.
Your sudden but inevitable betrayal.
Mm-hmm. So we
It's
chose looks.
It's gotta happen.
It's preordained.
We chose looks. Next, step 5 was choose stats. All right. I will put them in the roll 20 so you can see them. They are static assigned, and it should give you the modifier once you place them in there, I believe. So that's the stats there. Everybody gets to play with a 16, 15, 13, 12, 9, and 8. It does not stat the same way as Dungeons & Dragons or Pathfinder, where it's +2 for every 2 above or below. So yeah, you sign it. You have your strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. Same old, same old. So basically, how it works in this game, you try not to say the name of the move. We try to keep it narrative, right? So you're not gonna be like, I choose to hack and slash, or volley of arrows. You just say, Lucas, I want you to try to run up that tree, jump off, take my sword, and stab that dude in the neck on the way down. I'm like, that sounds like a hack and slash roll. Go ahead and roll that plus strength. Or plus dex, depending, right? So basically, you always make a stat roll, one of those 6 rolls, and it will be plus or minus the bonus from the attribute number there. And then that'll give you that result between 0, 6, 7, 9, 10 plus, and we narrate from there. That's pretty much how it goes. You guys will say, this is what I want to do. You don't have to look at the move specifically. I mean, it helps to get an idea. And I'll be like, sounds like defy danger with your constitution. Go ahead and roll plus constitution, and you'll roll plus constitution. So obviously, every class will have a couple strength stats and a couple weak ones. You can play to your strengths or not. I think Alavara is going to have some spells that will depend on one of your intelligence stats. I'm not sure. Or charisma, wisdom, intelligence.
Yeah, I'm looking through them now.
And then, I don't know, the Enchanter probably as well.
I think from what I'm seeing in the moves section here, it's mostly int based.
Okay, that makes sense.
But there is a factor here where I can essentially upgrade melee weapons too. So
Okay. On the moves at the bottom of your sheet, it'll probably put all the basic moves in there as well. I should probably add those handouts. I probably should reorganize it a little better. So there is going to be moves. I wonder if I can
Show me your moves.
safe
It's also in the compendium.
that word, that naughty word.
compendium.
I don't know if I actually said it on purpose wrong, but I did like the fact that it immediately messed you up.
Because we're a dick.
Blah, blah, blah.
Compendium minimum.
Well, it's in the book.
Minimum.
We'll find it in the book or the compendium,
I live
wherever it
in
may be.
Blah, 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 blah.
So everybody has access to what's called moves. They're basic moves like hack and slash, defy danger. There's a whole list, and a lot of them will be on your character sheet already. And then everybody else will start with their own specialty, like specific class moves, and then they can buy more moves as they experience
Show me your moves.
and level up. And then I have also moves, which I will not speak the names of because it just deflates the game when I'm like, I separate you from group. No, I'll just narrate how it happens, and that's just what it is. So location moves.
It should be.
Yep. I'll just say it is done. And you're like, why'd you do that? I'm like, because you didn't roll a 10 plus. Again, sorry. So sorry. So let me see. Let me go back to the book. I have too many pages open again. We are choosing stats right now. If anybody has their stats done and wish to share of what they are and why, we can take them.
I have finished mine already.
Mine as well.
Mine's done.
I think I've gotten mine figured out here.
Oh,
That's oddly the easiest thing in this one because once you know what your feeder stats are, you just go, okay, that's the first one. Then move on from there. What's fun? I went with 16 charisma because most of my job is to take care of others to make them do their job. So I need to be very charismatic or occasionally strong. So strength is my 15. Intelligence is 13 because I can't be completely stupid to run these other stupid people. Wisdom, constitution, and dexterity is the 12, 9, and 8, simply because I had no idea what order to put them in, so I just put them that way. There's no bonuses on any the last three, so I've moved on with dex being my worst with a -1 to that on the back end, simply because I don't intend to do range type things, and hopefully minions can save me from any situation where I have to climb. I'm not exactly the most energetic person in the group. I'm a pampered person.
no. Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, but it looks like it's filling in your bonuses or non-bonuses, right? So,
Mhm.
All right. Let's shift around to Ralph McCloud if he has it, if he knows it.
Yeah. So I am good. So kind of again going with poor tech support dude here. Intelligence of 16. So wisdom of 13 because those are the two important skills. Strength of 15 because this is not like light work. Because sometimes I have to probably enchant melee weapons to pop things. Who knows? So Constitution of 12, so average Constitution. So Dexterity 9, not the fastest guy. He's probably a little chonky. Charisma of 8 because he's so just tired. He's done the customer service thing. He's done with being customer service. He is done being tech support and is just like he's got no more fucks to give. He's the worst customer service individual ever.
He's reached the apathy stage.
I thought it'd be better to have you in the call center because then you're not face to face with the customers. But
if I even suggested my character was a call center worker, my significant other would come out here and beat me with a stick.
I did call center work for a while.
yeah,
That's what my partner is doing right now in the other room. Is they're doing their job as a call center person from home. So
You.
I couldn't work from home. We dealt with HIPAA.
I do medical claims from home.
That was similar.
Well, thank you, Mr. Ralph McCloud. I think that we got all your stats there. Did we?
yep, that's all of them.
Let's go to Benny. Benny Dot.
So
That's
Benny Dot, being a bard, it would be a poor bard indeed if he did not put his biggest stat into charisma. So he put a 16 to his charisma. He is a very intelligent individual, very unlike me. So I put a 15 in his intelligence. His dexterity is a 13. He's fairly quick on his feet. He does have a constitution of 12. He's been able to survive some prison time, so that sort of illustrates that. And his two absolute lowest scores, 9 in strength and an 8 in wisdom. He's not all there sanity-wise.
Ooh, he's a mad genius.
Indeed.
You know, I hate when I hate it just happens, but I always make characters that are smarter than me. It's almost like, I mean, just is. I'm like, hey GM, what would I know here? Because I'm clueless as a real life person.
What's the intelligent thing to do?
I know.
Because I'm not smart enough to figure it out what my character is.
Yep.
That's me.
Yep.
I'm not smart. Could you please tell me the smart thing?
Call Centaur. Sorry. Looking at the Twitch chat, trying to keep up. Good stats. Let's go on to Alivara's stats right here, right now. See what she's got here.
All right, from top to bottom. Her highest stat is Wisdom, because that is linked to her spellcasting, so obvious. Next is Constitution. When you come in contact with death a lot, you're going to be a little hardy. Just a little bit. Intelligence is next.
Okay.
I feel like that one doesn't need an explanation. Dexterity. I always like high dexterous characters. And she's kind of a loner, so getting in and out quick of places. Makes sense. Charisma.
Yeah.
She doesn't really spend a lot of time with the general populace. She doesn't form attachments easily, all of that fun loner stuff that's going to quickly get broken as we get into the game. And strength at 8. Because she's a spindly little thing.
Perfect. Those sound great. Speaking of being spindly or so, let's take a look at that Constitution. Because that's the next thing, is setting your maximum HP. And I did put that in Discord to make sure that I had that right, because I always get confused about that and your load.
I always do that wrong.
And
I did my HP wrong, but did my load correctly, which was kind of weird.
your load was, that will be based off your strength. Your hit points will be based off your con, as kind of per usual. So it'll say what your class's base HP is, I believe, in your playbook, and then you just add your the score. So whatever your con score is, not the bonus. So if your score is a 9 because you dumped it, then you got 9 plus whatever your base HP is. So let's look and see who's got the most HP and who's got the most likely to die.
I got 17 total.
If I'm reading this correctly, my HP is 4 plus my Constitution score, which in this case would mean that I have a 16 HP pool.
Yes, your Constitution's 12. Yep.
Plus
And
4.
Yep, 16.
I have 21 hit points.
Oh, very
6
good.
plus Constitution of
That's
15.
yep.
Nice.
I'm so used to playing squishy characters, it's not even funny. I dumpstat con a lot, which is not a good thing, but I play a lot of bards.
Well,
We're in the opposite position. I'm used to playing a giant meathead.
you guys have a little bit
I
of
don't do many of those.
you can do a little bit of surviving, a little bit. And in this game, what happens every time you level up, you get to get a new ability, and I believe you get to increase one stat score by 1 point. So the only way you go up in HP is if you increase your Constitution and a level up. Otherwise, your HP will stay the same. So, and also another thing is people don't do damage based on weapons. You have already seen that your character does D4 damage or D8. It doesn't matter what weapon you're using, what you're doing. That's the damage unless something other specifically says so. Like a longsword +1 might give you a +1 to that damage. Or a spell might say, like the Bard spell specifically heals 1d8 damage from somebody when he uses it. So it's very static. So I think, I'm not sure if there's a way to roll. Yeah, because you have a damage, so you should be able to hit damage. Okay, I just did it on Ralph's. And so if you roll if you click the damage, and it'll display stuff. Okay, cool. I can see my Roll20 screen filling up here. That's actually a good time to check that out.
Bloop, 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 bloop.
I will be right back. My cat is getting into something real quick.
Well, sounds about right. Cats. Any questions thus far on anything?
Nope.
Nope.
So far, so good.
Benny?
So far, so good.
All right.
I think we're all good here.
So we got our stats. We set our maximum HP. You choose your starting moves. So you're going to get 2 or 3 starting moves, and then the front side of the character sheet looks like starting moves. Some classes, like the fighter, have choices to make as part of one of their moves. Make these choices now. Their wizard, or any spellcaster will need those spells for their spellbook. Both the cleric and the wizard need to choose which spells they prepared to start with. So if you're a spell preparer,
I'm a spontaneous caster.
ooh, very nice.
Yeah, the soul magic is can cast any spell from the list of your level or lower without needing to prepare them.
Nice.
I love spontaneous casting.
It's the way it should
I don't
always
have
be.
to keep track of what spells I know.
That's pretty sweet.
I'd rather play a sorcerer than a wizard any day.
Oh yeah.
My
My
buddy,
playbook comes with 4 starting moves.
Me
for
too.
the master. And so, yeah, you really shouldn't have anything to choose until you level up, unless it says choose this or that specifically, right? Like,
Yeah.
Like, my first one has options. It's the Horde. You are followed by a horde of smelly, stupid, and suggestible minions. Choose 2 tags from them in the list below. I'm not going to read them all because I only chose 2, as it said. I picked humanoid and bestial. So all my cavern workers have some animalistic features about them. Sorry, but they're all still human. Oh wait. So
That
you know,
last minute edition. That's the important part.
there's one's got some weird eyes and one's got skin that has speckles on it, and one of them
And is that a tail?
might have a tail under its skirt. That's not a thing.
That's not unusual. Yeah.
It's Magic World. It was a magical accident.
well,
Yeah, just
I
only
shouldn't
have
make that
one
joke when they're trying
starting
to keep
move.
this PG-13.
I'm trying to see.
I only have one starting move that has you have to choose one, and that's my bardic lore. And I chose to choose this area of expertise, which is grand histories of the known world.
Oh, that's going to be good. That covers a lot of broad topics.
I kind of figured it would.
Oh.
So
You have to. I won't be able to remember all your guys' moves, so you have to help me out with like, hey, Lucas, I think I might have a move that applies here or stuff like that. Because I won't be able to look at all your sheets all the time. So please interrupt and be like, I want to try this thing.
I do have a second one that does have a little bit of interaction. It's the lieutenant itself. My last of the 4 starters is one of my minions is smarter than the others. Name and describe them. I have his named and described.
Yes.
Lieutenant is named Delta. She has long, double pigtailed red hair and wears a maid outfit. And yeah, that's her description. She just happens to be the leader of the lower class.
So she's your bartender, or is she the
she's like the bartender.
or is she the manager that's in the back room, or is that you?
That's yes.
Okay. So she's the head bartender. All right. Anybody else have a couple? Like, we don't have to do all the moves, but if you have like 1 or 2 starting moves that you really like, this kind of tells more about my character. Let's share them now. Like Cecil, Cecil, and Benny Dot.
Not really. I just had that one that I had to pick.
Yeah, I'd like to hear any of those. If you have any things that you have to make a choice on something for your character as one of the part of your starting move, I definitely would like to hear that. So it really colors up your character, more specifically, more unique. More unique? Is that a thing? I don't know, but more unique-ner, more unique-ish. Yep.
More unique is fine.
We got it.
More uniquest.
Ralph or Olivera, do you have a move or 2 that you want to share?
I mean, go ahead. I mean, there ain't much about Ralph here.
I love that.
Specifically.
He's so common.
I don't need to. I like these starting moves. I don't make actually any decisions on. So because all of them are either craft an enchantment or I could carve a rune on something, and it does any number of these things. I could pick in the instance. So
Fair enough.
So it is unique in that I am spoiled for choice, but it is not unique in that I have to make a choice right this second. So
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't have any choices on my beginning moves. They're kind of, I guess, what you would assume from the Reaper class. I can perform last rites for a dead or dying sentient. I have my magic. I can rebuke undead.
That's important.
Like, it's called castigate, but it literally, when you verbally rebuke an undead creature, like, that's rebuke undead. Shut up. And I know a lot about undead. I have a death lore roll. So, it's about what you would expect it to be. I know undead stuff.
That is perfect. That will come in handy very soon, methinks.
I would hope so.
Real soon. Okay, then. We'll move on so that we keep going. We can actually get for just a little bit of game time here.
Then-
What's next? Find the right sheet. So choose starting moves. Okay. 2 more things. Choose alignment and choose gear. And then we'll be making, I think we'll be crafting bonds with each other, which will actually put our world spice.
Bonds are fun.
Bonds are real fun. And then we'll be, I think, close enough to beginning with these bonds because we're going to kind of come up with a story of why you're all together in a dungeon after just destroying some skeletons. You know, so that's kind of where I'm aiming this first dungeon to be. There's still danger. You're still trying to find this artifact for the wizard. And why have you been hired together as a team? Why are you here in this middle of this dangerous dungeon? So that's kind of where I'm aiming us to begin. So let's choose our alignment now. You should have a couple options on your page. And this is a mechanical thing. So at the end of each session, I'll ask a series of questions. One will be, did you play to your alignment? If you did, you get to mark an XP. There will be some other XP triggers as well, but we'll get into them later. So, has anybody at this point chosen their alignment?
Neutral.
I'm-
Ralph is not like a dick, but he's also
is.
not. He is so disillusioned with the world right now. He really can't be called good.
Okay.
I'm a little torn on my alignments just because Alavara strikes me as definitely neutral. But then how it describes the alignments under the class, it feels like lawful, but she doesn't strike me as lawful.
What's your mechanic?
Because the mechanic for lawful is to carry out a spirit's last request,
Sure.
which strikes me more as neutral because neutrals is help someone to understand death or soothe their grief. That sounds more good.
I am okay with you swapping that if it makes it better. Like to be neutral but use the lawful definition for your mechanic. That's
That
fine.
sounds good.
Then do that.
I like it.
It is
All right.
done.
Yay!
As for my alignment choices, I'm thinking of saying he's got 3: good, neutral, and chaotic. And it's actually kind of tough because their mechanics that they have, he can actually kind of apply to all 3.
Which fits in better?
Weird.
Yeah, and you can go over them or less if you like.
There's good, which is he performs his art to aid someone else, which he can do.
Can do. Is it his main?
That was the most iffy one, I suppose.
Okay.
Neutral is avoid a conflict or diffuse a tense situation. Oh no. Now that I'm actually reading it and thinking over my character, it's chaotic.
Oh,
Spur others to significant or unplanned decisive action.
Oh, that was my last Dungeon World bard. That was her alignment. She was so much fun.
I think
Bards are immediately instigators. I like it.
I in my last season of Dungeon World, my buddy Dem played the bard, and that was also his alignment, and he is an instigator. That's right, Dem. I said it. It's true. That's a perfect
So,
one.
Benny Dot's chaotic.
Benny Dot's chaotic. Alavara is neutral. Ralph is neutral. Cecil.
I don't have an alignment.
Oh.
My sheet instead has drive. How do you want to exert your evil power? I am picking dominate. Impose your will on the unwilling. The other options were destroy something of great value, which I'd have to pick something. And I haven't invented anything yet to pick, so I went with dominate. And the other was defile. Corrupt something and invert its nature. The statement invert its nature makes me not want to do it because that's no fun. I want to take something good and turn it into evil, then I have a competition. And if I take something evil and turn it into good, then I got an enemy.
That's true.
This doesn't sound very smart. That's why Dad died.
I don't want to end up like Dad.
101 rules to ruling the
Overlord.
world. Don't let the hero survive. Always slay the last orphan child.
monologue after he's dead.
Yep.
2 shots.
Pay your
Plastic
lieutenant.
balls.
Monologuing.
Never skip payday for your minions.
Mm-mm.
Particularly your right-hand man.
Mm-mm. I'll be waiting.
Don't kill the messenger.
You can see just
I can see arguments for that one.
Hey, Cecil, when we start this game, do you have your Delta and or other minions with you? Because we're going to start right in the middle of a dungeon.
I do, before I start anything, I have to rally the horde to see how much of my horde's with me.
Okay. We'll do that before we start the narration, which is coming. So we got alignment. I think the last bit was to choose gear, which is going to go choose this or that. And then I'll have another section where it'll be like choose this, this, or this, or choose 2 from the list of 5. So let's get a little description of what you got on you, kind of give us. And then what we're going to do is there's the introduce your character, but I think we're going to kind of go past that because we'll do that in the game. We're going to go right to choosing bonds, which is the relationships with everybody, which is a simple statement, and you have samples on your sheet. You don't have to use them. But choosing bonds is basically, I want you to at least have 2. You can have up to 2 with each player, but I'd like to have at least 2 total. So at least a bond with 2 of the other 3 players. And that's really going to connect you, and that's what's going to start building this story. Keep in mind, the story is the wizard has hired you to find an artifact of theirs that's been taken and hidden in this dungeon. And when we open up scene, you have just destroyed a bunch of skeletons, but danger still lurks. So what is going to bring you from the hirings of the wizard to this? And
Oh, it's the hat. I knew the hat was coming.
the hat's here. The hat's here to stay. I just got... Yeah, maybe. So before and that's another thing about Dungeon World. There is the Enchanter, the Overlord, the Reaper, the Bard. There is only one. You are the Enchanter, the Bard, and so forth. So and there might be other spellcasters, but there's only one Enchanter. There might be other singers, but there's only one Bard. So you are unique in that of this world. All right. So the wizard, who is unique himself, is the one who's got you in this danger. But again, far ahead of myself. Let me backtrack. Let's go over gear real quick, and then I think we're ready to jump in. I think. But bonds will take a little bit. But the story is really going to start writing itself once we do bonds. So let's get the gear, and then we'll move on to that. All right? Who has their gear picked and would like to talk about it?
I've got my gear already picked out. He's got dungeon rations, which he has 5 uses of.
Good to have.
Yeah,
I'll just
always
say.
good.
Uh-huh.
He also got to pick an instrument, and I kind of went with the fiddle, but I put it down as a white violin.
Beautiful. Reminds me of Umbrella Academy. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. And I also had the option to pick leather armor, which I did, and that's illustrated in his long leather coat. And he also had a choice of having a dueling rapier, but after consulting with you, Lucas, he's dueling 2 straight razors.
Oh yeah, that's a BA bard right there.
And he
Very nice.
is also carrying bandages because you never know when you may accidentally cut a customer. Look,
And I'm just sitting
Indeed.
here, and I was just like the demon of Barber Fleet Street.
now
No
you
musical
know.
fans here.
Now you know.
I think heavy inspiration was indeed drawn from just that precise character.
Mischief.
The gear sounds good, Benny. Anything else?
It does.
That is it. That's all his gear currently.
All right,
Sweet.
let's move on.
I've got the dungeon rations, of course, because everybody needs those. I'm holding a mace. I also got the heavy plate that my clothes turn into, all magically dactyly. And I had some good options for my third one. It was a healing potion, a severed head of an enemy, or a few trinkets worth 10 gold. The first and the last one were the hard choices. The middle one was funny, but I couldn't pick it because it wasn't very useful long term. So I went with healing potion after flipping a coin. So I have backup healing for myself. Not for you guys. It's for me.
No. Okay. Perfect.
Of course not.
Who else has some gears to spend?
All right, I'll go. So I of course get the dungeon rations as well. A staff, which is a close two-handed, one weight. My enchanting tools, which were a gift from my mentor and my mentor's mentor. In other words, we use the same tools. Papa Tim, you use the same tools that I am using now. But also I am also going to be wearing enchanted robes, and then I am also going to have a bag of books. I am going to have a bag of books, which are all the essentially
Tech
the
manuals.
user manuals.
What's it called? The dungeon bag? Oh shoot, the bag of books and the. Oh, I forgot.
Enchanted robes.
Well, no, it's the other dungeon item. It's like your dungeon gear or whatever, like bag of dungeon gear, 5 uses.
Adventuring gear.
Adventuring gear and bag of books is not named. So if you need a lantern, you reach in and use one use of your adventuring gear to pull out the exact item that you need. So it's a lot. It's kind of
Good thing I don't need a lantern because I can take whatever I'm holding and I can make it light up like Christmas.
This is true. And like your books work the same thing. Like, oh, I have just a book for this specific, really unique. Aha, yes. Everything you need to know about minotaurs. Bam. So anyways, that's a lot of fun. Just so you don't have to plan and carry a billion things, right? Oh, speaking of which, load is going to be, it's your strength modifier plus the base load it tells you.
Yep.
So not your strength score, it's your modifier. So those who have dumped strength are not going to be able to carry very much load.
Oh, the Enchanter gets a surprising amount of base load. I have base load of 7 plus strength.
That's pretty good. All right. Thank you, Ralph. Alavara, do you have your gears? If not, it's not the biggest deal, but...
I forgot I was muted. I had to cough earlier. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Obviously, the dungeon rations that everybody's got.
Mm-hmm. Important.
2 coins.
Mm-hmm.
The tools used to perform last rites. I haven't quite gotten a hold on what those are. I know it involves incense and other basically burnable herbs. Let's call them that. She also has a sacrificial dagger and bandages. And she also has a bag of books.
Very good.
Wait, hold on. Let me check my weight. 2, 3, 4. I'm good. Okay. Can't carry much else, though. You are muted.
Suddenly.
Oh, yep. I am. Sorry.
I
I did it.
lips.
I knew I'd do it. All right. So we did good. We're up to choosing bonds. This will really color the story and really finish capping it off. Give us a look at this world from a little bit, which we will fill in more. We'll backfill it in later before we come back in a couple weeks from our next session. So what we'll do is choose bonds. I would like every character. You can have more, but I'd like you to at least have 2 bonds. So you guys will already have known each other. You've already been tasked to work together, whether you're friends or not. It doesn't mean you necessarily are. You just got to work together. And so there's going to be these relationship ties that have brought you together. Now, not only does this help build the story and your characters, but there's actually a mechanical bonus. When we do XP at the end of the night, if you feel that you've resolved a bond or no longer applies, you can erase it, write a new one, and mark XP. You can only resolve 1 bond for XP per session, but you can resolve as many bonds as you want per session. You just get XP once. So it's a simple statement. It might be like, Benny's might be like, Ralph betrayed me that one time when he came to fix my kitchen sink. He overcharged me. I remember this. And later you might be like, I forgive him. And then you write a new bond. So
I didn't really need that sync.
yeah. So it's simple statements like that. Like your character sheet should have a couple examples. Use them or not, but I'm gonna go upstairs. I'll be right back, but I'm gonna let you guys start talking, and this is really where things start coming together. But remember where you are when our story begins. So I will be right back. All right, guys.
Alrighty.
Alright.
Alright.
As usual, my guy has some weird things on his sheet for bonds. Bonds. Rank your companions in their terms of how useful they will be to your plans. You may create normal bonds later in the session. So right now, Ralph McCloud is useful to build devices to further my goals. Sylth Dark is likely useless to my plans without a lot of legwork. And Jeff is, let me say this
You
nicely.
mean Cecil?
I'm Cecil.
Or
Benny.
Benny.
That's okay. He called me by my Discord handle.
It's on this thing down there, so. I'm just
Oh yeah, I
reading
forgot
that.
to change that, didn't I?
I'm just using that right now because my brain
There we
is trying to ignore the taste
There
of
you go. It's
cake.
fixed.
I'm gonna change that there too.
the cake is a lie.
It was not. It was delicious. And Benny is neutral or possibly a threat.
Yes.
And that is my bonds to you. Outgoing.
Threat. I like it. And of
All
course,
right. So we start off with at least a bond with each member of our party, correct?
I believe
At
it
least
depends on what your sheet
two.
says.
Yeah.
Because some of the books say different.
Yeah. Lucas wants at least two with one with two different characters. At least.
at least.
Okay. Because I have three. It's just that, unfortunately, I can't think of Benny fitting in any of these.
He doesn't have to.
So,
I don't have to.
But,
I don't-
but I will say one of my bonds is going to be. So I have enchanted something for Cecil before, but it didn't work out well.
Have I missed anything good?
Yes. The Overlord has his own bond system. It's literally rank your companions in the term of how useful they will be to my plans. Ralph is useful to build devices to further my goal. Alavara is likely useless to my plans without a lot of legwork. And Benny is neutral or possibly a threat.
This is gonna be fun.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I forgot to say this. As long as when you make a bond, the other player has to agree with you. As long as everybody's cool on the same page.
I
Then.
totally agree with that.
Yeah.
So granted, I think that was like a personal ranking, wasn't it?
Yes,
I mean, it's the same difference on that one.
Yep.
you can still have regular bonds with the players though as well, right, Cecil?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. After that, it says that's just how you start. You may create normal bonds later in the same session. It's just that's your initial start, is what your character thinks their ranking's going to be and how useful they are to your plans.
And then I started on mine, starting off with the first one being I have enchanted something for Cecil before, but it didn't work out well.
Huh.
And as a little sub note I'm putting here is, I mean, explosions count as garbage disposal, right?
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
So, and then
It was
with-
technically the minions' fault, but I blame you because I know my minions are dumb enough to do that, but you didn't, and you didn't install cell safe, and therefore I get to blame you still.
And then with Alvaro's permission, my other bond I can take right now is, ironically, Alvara seems to have chanted me.
Oh.
Yes, I love it.
An elf and a dwarf?
I get
What?
Oh god,
Girl, I'm pretty.
There are
This is gonna be
any
great.
Elves in the future.
We're
Well,
going all Hobbit on this.
Yep. She gave me
That
a
was the most
3.
disappointing.
Outside to side with a friend. I could do that.
See, that was okay because that's a bromance. But then they did the whole Hobbit elf romance thing in the Hobbit movies. I was like, what
We,
even
d-
is this?
we do not talk about that blasphemy here.
Wait, no.
I
Step
agree.
outside. if
I
you
didn't
don't know
even
about
I
that.
didn't even see all the
Aw.
movies. I think after the second one, I was like, no.
Still fun. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
The stuff
but
they got
that-
right,
that's
they
some
got
of-
right.
Yes, the stuff they got right, they got very, very right. But it did
Fair.
not. The
What they
Hollywood
got
treatment
wrong
did not.
was very, very wrong.
Well, they pulled from the Silmarillion and other parts of history, and it's just like that's not okay.
They could have.
Thank
It could
you,
have been one
everybody.
movie. It should have been one movie.
It should have been one movie.
But there's not as much money there. Come on. It's all about money. Obviously, it's why we all do this right now. We're making
That's
millions.
why I'm doing it.
Anyway,
Where's my bit then?
The check is in the mail.
Uh huh.
This is the
All
end
right.
of the episode.
Ooh, I like that. Checks. All right. I'll get my voice on later. Let's get these bonds going. As long as everybody's, like I said, if
All right.
Alivar seemed to like that. So we got Ralph.
Yes,
Got a couple
that's
bonds out.
yep. Pretty lady who doesn't ask dumb questions.
You've got high standards, I see.
Hooray!
I think I'm slowly figuring out what Ralph is, and no, he does not have very high standards. That's how, that's like how customer service he is right now.
Oh, I have the perfect bond to go along with that.
Yes.
Ooh.
Here's where it goes. Here's
Let's hear it,
And
Oliver.
and the backstory. What if Alavara brought Ralph back from death's door?
Yeah, I dig it.
yes.
Knock,
That
knock,
just it goes
knock,
perfect. They go well
knock.
together. And now she's got this smelly dwarf following her.
Not. Your tattoos don't save you from every single electrocution that you come across. Sometimes they stop your heart.
Because there's always that one model that you never have quite seen that before.
Yep. Okay. That is good. It's coming together.
Oh yeah, it's all coming
It's
together.
don't stick forks in your magical toaster. It doesn't work like that.
Oh gosh.
All right.
Um,
I got one that direction, two from Ralph, one from Alivar so far. Benny, you got one that you're looking at?
I actually got two that I'm kind of looking at. One, since Cecil already helped me with it, Cecil does not trust me, and for good reason.
So what?
Love it.
What is this reason? That's what we need to know.
Maybe one of his minions met my barber shop.
I like the idea instead that one of your friends or relatives killed the overlord that was plaguing the kingdom. And I look very oddly similar.
That could totally work.
Whoa, sorry.
Wait. Say that. So the Overlord that was
Let's-
there.
hmm,
My backstory on that, my background is inherited.
That's-
I have recently come into my position of money and power because the real overlord was recently defeated. That's I'm proposing that part of the reason, the backstory for why we don't trust each other is because I am suspiciously looking a lot like the overlord that his cousin, friend, neighbor, third sister's roommate from college looks a lot like.
could be that you look a lot like the overlord that put me in prison.
Mm.
Yes.
So I don't trust you for good reason. But why do you not trust me?
He might not. He.
Because you're a bard.
Oh,
That's
Bard
simple
Slam.
enough. That's,
Bard Slam.
that's simple enough.
That's
And
that might be. So someone powerful did put you in prison. That's why it doesn't matter if you were wrongfully accused, right? They had the power to push you in there, and then your wife
Yeah.
died while you were put away. And Cecil looks suspiciously like this person.
yes. And the other one that I was looking at, again, I'm more pointing towards Alivar for this one. Is Alivar trusted me with a secret?
We need to know what that secret or
I know, so that's why I'm throwing it towards her, because it's going to be her secret. She needs to choose if she wants to pass it to me.
ooh, you know what? And if you don't want to say it out loud right now, I mean, we can. If you want to leave it a little
She
suspenseful.
can private message me on Zoom with whatever it is.
I'm trying to think of a secret that.
As long as you let me in on it, so I can know how to turn it against you guys and make it horrible, for you, then I'm okay with whatever. Think on it. Think on it.
It's a secret.
So we're kind of come around to why this group of people got pushed together, especially when you have Benny and
I need
Cecil.
a second. I only have the one bar on Bond right now.
Yep, and I think Cecil has a couple that. Are you going to make any Cecil, or are you going to stick with what you've started with your drives?
I'm going to stick with my normal my starters, and then once the play goes, we'll make regular ones.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So I'm gonna throw this one out here and
Sure.
see if it fits anybody, because someone fears the power I wield over souls. I will
I'll
help
take
them
it.
understand.
I'll take that. I like that.
Awesome. Cecil doesn't like the power I have.
It interferes with my minioning.
I can't keep bringing my minions back if we keep taking their souls away.
Where do you think I get minions from? They don't grow out of the ground.
You know.
The turnip guy does. No, shut up about the turnip guy. No one talks about him.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought we turned them into vodka last week.
Exactly. Shut up.
Okay, and I'm still getting characters and names down. Jeff, who was your character again?
Benny Dot.
Benny, that's right. Okay, I will think on that secret. I like it. I have to think about what the secret is.
Sure.
And also, why she trusted you. No offense.
I had a tragic past. Could
You lost a spouse. I lost a spouse. We have some grieving sessions.
well,
Had a bonding moment over our loss.
Your mother's
Maybe you
name
went
is
to go take a
Martha.
soul.
Your mother's
he
name
finished.
is Martha.
Maybe you fished off a guy in prison, and so he helped increase your soul count.
oh yeah. Ooh.
Joanna.
Both of your spouses' names were Jonah. What? Jonah was my wife's name.
The line is, "I miss you, Joanna." Oh, no!
Right.
Anyone who does not.
My arms are complete again. I watched too much
Anyone
of that
who
crap.
is not into musical theater is not going to get that reference.
That's all right.
Nope.
I have that
I'm happy
DVD in
with
my
it.
car and the soundtrack in the car until the radio stopped playing DVDs and CDs. I wore it out.
Soundwaves.
Right.
Yes.
Would you be able to put your character picture in the Discord? And
Yes, I can.
I did do that. I
yeah,
think.
the other three are there.
In the past, I had to throw it back in here again. Give me a second.
Yep. Now,
It's being wonky.
Dungeon World is not a game where you have like tactical movement like D&D, move 6 squares, blah blah blah. It's not. Doesn't work that way. It's
Theater of the mind.
Yep. Theater.
There is my lieutenant.
So
Current lieutenant.
we do that. You just tell me what you want to do. We figure it out. So it's not a game where you have to use maps all the time, but we can just for fun and for reference. But don't look at it and be like, I can't make it there in time. No, none of that. All right. So I'm saying that because
Yes.
I'm uploading your icons into Roll20 right now to use on the screen. And now what we're going to do is come up, since we all have our bonds. Oops, that didn't work. Doggone it. I'm out of Roll20 and going back in. Sorry, guys. Let's come up with why. Oop. Do I dare? Yes, I do. Where is it? Now, it's happened once or twice. Someone couldn't pay them. Oh. Little Mermaid.
Ah,
The wizard.
Yep, I knew it.
Named Zorm.
Son of Zorm?
Zorm, son of Zorm, son of Zorm.
It is at the third or the fourth.
Oh, I've quite lost count at this point. Anyway, Someone took my medallion. My father's. Also Zorm, son of Zorm, son of Zorm. It's a very large Z pendant, as you can kind of see, if my creator will move out of the way. There it is, large and onyx, gold line, trim, maybe it's silver. I honestly can't remember. I haven't seen it since I was a little demon, wizard, human, something. I would like you to go get it back. I suspect my Kragan was something to do with it, because she was my father's Kragan before mine, and I inherited her, that little bastard. Anyway, I think it's in this dungeon, and I need you to go get it. I'm feeling now, as I come out of this, that possibly, who was the person hired? Maybe Alavara is the one that's put this group together. I don't know. You guys tell me. But he's going to have hired one or two of you who have somehow brought along a group. So go find his pendant, bring it back to him. This is what you guys are in the middle of doing when we start this game up. So,
I mean, I'd imagine that Alavara would probably bring me along bring Ralph along because enchanted something. Let's make sure the enchanted something doesn't go explodey. Or at least more explodey than it should. Because I know Ralph wouldn't be putting this team together, because as soon as Zorm would have posed this to Ralph, he would have been like, "Sir, this is not covered under your extended warranty."
Service contracts for items we did not create are not valid in this region. It's gotta look around my estate. No.
It has been 30 days since your purchase date.
Do you have the receipt?
Suggest that you call the manufacturer.
I could see Zorm telling sorry, I'm putting your icons in the Roll20 there. Alavara going, there is lots of undead there. This is why I came to you. I heard that you're good with the souls and the undeading. Better
The undead.
It's a term. It really is.
I'm not so certain of that.
Do you want to get paid or not?
I will take this job.
Okay. Oh, find some meat shields to bring along with you, so you don't die.
Not dying would be preferable.
I'll pay everyone equal sums. Whoops. I've lost focus of myself. Yep, all right. I will pay everyone equal coin. Keep whatever you find, except bring me the Z. Comprendi?
Of course.
Boom. There. You've been hired by the wizard in this town, who has come to the Reaper. Put together a team, get me my heirloom, bring it back. And that's where we be.
So first stop is Ralph.
All right. I kind of like how
She's got connections with all of the other, all three of the others. So she's had some doings with them.
Okay. Ralph, I'm sure, is ecstatic to learn that you would like his help.
Let's get the fawning over with.
Is it obvious fawning? Like, Like,
I don't know.
I
Could've been cute
think for
200 years ago.
Alvera, it's probably like, I can tell he's kind of crushing, but man, he sucks at emotional. This is thing because like I imagine like just Ralph looking like he's just tired all the fucking time, and he's like, "Oh, you actually need me to go help you out? All right."
Yes.
Oh, sure, that sounds like fun. So that, I mean, it's not like I got anything else going on. Not at all. At least I don't think so.
okay.
Enchanted amulet. Dungeon of Undead. I can handle the latter.
All right, yeah. So, enchanted amulet, so...
The wizard lost it. Or, sorry, it was taken.
And like at the mention of the wizard, like Ralph like goes even more deadpan than normal. Is like, this is the same pendant that he lost last week.
It was 7 weeks actually, but whatever, not counting.
Yes, that
7.2
amulet.
weeks ago.
Come, let's collect Benny. He might.
All right, lead on. I've got all my tools and all that stuff. As he's in like, and I imagine his robes again are probably Best Buy blue. It's literally Best Buy blue.
Hurts the
for
eye.
like Geek Squad.
I did say this in the not Discord. This page here I'm looking at is Twitch. That's what it's called. That on the back, however, is the name of the company that you work for, and unfortunately, it's your dad's face. Go ahead. I didn't say it was, but I said it should. So you can decide, but at some point I'm probably going to be like, and your clothes are red and your dad's face is on your back again.
Yeah. So it's probably like Tim's tricky enchantments,
Tim,
the TTE company.
TTE, I like it. It's canon. Tim the Enchanter. See, you got it, Frost
But he's
Shader.
not
You got
always
it.
there. But let's do it like the Harry Potter chocolate frog card thing. Sometimes he's not there, so most of the time you're good, and it's like, oh, it's Tim, and you're like, oh, he's back.
And he's always behind your back, so you never know until someone points it out. Like, ah.
Your dad's looking at
And
me.
it's like it probably happens every time he wants to actually go unnoticed, so that way he can stop and have his fucking lunch break. It's like, oh hey, it's like
Lunch is over 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's
Son?
like the alarm clock.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
5 minutes late for your start of your shift.
I like how we're doing the recruiting process. All right, so Ralph follows. We find Benny somewhere. Probably playing a sad tune. Who knows? Or happy. I don't know. What are you doing, Benny?
He's
Where?
He's probably in a town square somewhere, just sitting by a fountain playing his violin. And it's a long, slow, dirgy sort of sound to it.
Right up my alley. Benny,
Come to enjoy the show, have you?
not today. I have work. I thought you might accompany us. The wizard has lost his amulet again.
Again, eh?
Yes, apparently a dungeon filled with undead.
Does it involve coin?
Yes, there will be an equal share amongst all of us.
Considering I need to reopen my shop, I better join then.
shop, huh? What kind of shop?
It's a tonsorial parlor.
You mean a barber shop?
In layman's terms,
Then
yes.
why don't you just say barber shop?
Because I also remove teeth.
Then wouldn't that make that a joint dentist office? Do you even have a dentist license?
Do you have any more stupid questions?
Come now,
No,
let's
but-
not be at each other's throats already. It hasn't even begun.
He'll just point at your violin as like your amplification spell is on the fritz.
Let me make
It's sounding a lot squeakier than it should be.
He starts plucking the strings, see if they're in tune. Starts-
You guys are off to a beautiful start. I love it.
He's following along, but he's plucking the strings like, now that's G.
Uh-huh.
That's
Just
no. He's now paranoid.
you're welcome.
Oh, not again. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Let's get the
Hands, puppet hands.
let's get the Overlord in here before I go crazy.
There was one
Oh.
other I was considering recruiting. However, I believe one of you might do best at speaking with him. He is not too fond of what I do.
Who is it?
Really?
Cecil.
I'm not talking to him.
Wait. Are you talking about that small bastard with the tavern down on 5th Street?
That's the one.
5th Street.
One word described him well in that sentence, yes.
5th Street.
Fellow. Pays decent. Alright, I'll talk to him. I'm pretty sure he's not sore over the whole garbage disposal incident anymore. At least I hope not. I mean, it's not my fault that's so his minion went monkeying around in the internals after I left. But I doubt that he sees it that way. But all right.
This is going to go swimmingly.
Absolutely.
Swimmingly as a magnetic flux conversion with ley line attachment.
Flash cut. Golden Fang.
Everyone just stares at him.
Perfect time for a jump cut.
And it just cuts.
This is the show. We're the show. It's all weird meta. Hello, Crazy Pilot.
Meta within meta.
Welcome to the show, Mr. Crazy. Thanks for joining us. That is Joseph, our alien RPG guy. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for being here, everybody, by the way. We're having a good time tonight. All right. We're going to get into the action real soon, but we've got to have one last little recruition scene, and then we're in.
So the Golden Fang is a not great nor terrible. It's meant to be very average looking. It's so average looking, it's unaverage because no one else looks so average. That's the best explanation I can give for the way the place looks. And as I wrote on the Google sheet, there's a lot more employees than you think this place should be able to handle or pay. There are a lot of employees. You never see the same person. And that's just including walking from one door of the room to clean something, and then a whole different person comes back through the same door. And there's a lot of people here.
Turnover rate is incredible, but that's the business.
It's like, I imagine I toddle in my short, but kind of like, excuse. I am not a table. Do not put a drink on my head. Do I look like a table? Yeah, that's right. Keep walking. It's like, I'm probably again,
You're handed a kid's
Beta.
menu.
It's Beta who works the bar, right?
Yeah, you're handed a kid's menu as you get to the bar
Just
by one of the random people walking by.
It's just like pop, pop, pop. Hello, Miss Beta, right?
It's Delta now.
Delta. Oh. So, any chance your boss is around?
She just rolls her eyes and nods and walks off. A few seconds later, he walks out. Yawning. He's like, oh, it's you. Are you here to fix the thing?
Different business call this time.
Okay. It's okay. I've enjoyed the magical vortex. It's really easy to get rid of trash.
It went from garbage disposal to explosives to now magical vortex.
Mm-hmm. It's really fun. The that one, and he points, and there's like 16 people in that point in that one corner, and they scatter when he points. That one plays with it a lot. That's quite like rats. They scatter.
Yeah, it's like... Tina ate the crystal again, didn't she?
her cousins? It gets confusing in my line of work. Anyway, you were here for a reason.
Yeah. So there's a job, and we're looking to bring on a little extra muscle, equal split. So
He looks around the room. I've got extra.
yeah, but you're the one with more. No offense meant to your, and it's like employees, but you're probably the most capable of them all.
That's very true. Very well. I'm assuming there'll be some sort of reward for this, not just normal. Please,
Yeah.
master, help me.
So yeah, equal split. Wizard lost his amulet again.
Oh, the guy up at the Z dude.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
he's
He
fun.
somehow got it lost in an undead infested crypt now.
I bet it wasn't undead when it started there. But okay, yeah, let's do this.
Yep. We also got 2 other companions going with us, and it's all equal pay and all that stuff. So should be a really easy in and out job, I think.
Well, if you're part of the crew, at least there's some confidence there. Let's go. Your dad's not coming, right?
It's like, and this is when we watch like Ralph kind of like, nah, I think he's sleeping.
Oh, he's still doing that, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
You
I'll
wouldn't
give
think
a-
after I buried him that he would have left me alone.
Well, I gotta admit, since my old man croaked, it's been a lot easier doing things around here. You should really find a way to get him off your back. And he winks.
So. And then that's probably when we walk out and you probably see the other 2.
Yep.
Imagine.
Yep.
You're
Benny.
fixing that thing for me for free now.
You're already getting wizard money.
He just stares at Benny. You're fixing it for free. Or making it better. I want a magical vortex for reasons.
For reasons.
I'll upgrade your magical vortex for half.
Boy, we have to make a roll off already. Hey, I get the rule book out. There's no
One
rules for
third,
this.
one third, and your tab. Actually, no. Your tab is paid for a year.
Deal.
Ooh. Okay, good. No dice needed. Story. I think.
Are you certain we should trust him with a magical vortex?
Chances are one of his minions will send it off kilter and it'll probably burrow downwards by the end.
It's happened
by
twice
the end
already.
Of the day.
That is partially my concern.
He takes a step and he stops, turns around and goes, "It's happening right now." Oh, that's an entire clan.
Oh, don't worry.
Okay.
Peter is the internal ruby crystalline alignment will.
Yeah,
go
you just
back.
you
It'll
just,
run out. It'll run out of juice, but
yeah, you just feed it
Tuesday.
enough. I mean, I got plenty. It's there. I don't even keep track anymore. There's a sheet somewhere that I'm supposed to keep that, and it's just it's out of control. Population. I mean, this city's huge, isn't it? I mean, such rat problems.
It could be huge. Maybe it is.
Anyway.
All right.
Wizard.
Mm-hmm. And you guys don't get to meet him until you come back. And you're probably like, that's fine. We're going to go into the game now because we have like 20 minutes left. Get your feet wet.
Okay.
Get your basic moves ready and your regular moves. It looks like the first one we're going to see on screen will be Ralph. Then Cecil, Olivara, and Benny. And I've changed you over to the Roll20 play screen. They can all be moved. Oh, I think Cecil has to decide how much.
Oh, I got to roll my horde check to see how many of my minions came with me.
And although...
And how many are like, ooh, pretty vortex?
2 horde.
So you have 2 that come with you?
2 horde. It's just a nebulous amount.
Limit. Okay.
Worth 2 points.
Is Delta
It's-
amongst us? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Okay.
Delta is considered a hireling, as far as her existence,
Oh.
but
okay.
I didn't think she'd be needed for this.
All right. Well, I'm not going to represent them on the map. We just know that you have your 2 horde with you.
Yep.
Or whoever they are, however many, and what they look like. So here we go.
No one else sees them yet.
Here, let's just do some uptime. So this is where the adventure begins. Hello, everybody. If you skipped here from the past, you missed the super secret special thing before, and you will not
You
be...
guys are monsters for skipping all that. That was comedy gold. You should feel ashamed. Shame, shame, shame.
Shame.
2 hours since.
Boo!
See?
Lucas won't do it, but I'll totally shame the audience.
My hands are clean. No, they're not. Anyway, Ralph McLeod, the Enchanter, Cecil Angelson, the Overlord, Alavara, the Reaper, and Benedot, the Bard, go forth into a dungeon of undead to get the Z pendant that belongs to Zorm, son of Zorm, son of Zorm, the wizard. And so we see this cave. We've seen a little bit of a preview of these characters, maybe. And we go into this cave, this entrance, as we kind of pan in after this introduction. And we see first thing on the ground are 2 giant spiders, probably about the size of a cat, big cat, dead, hacked to pieces, thrown everywhere, greenish blue blood splattered all over the walls. As the camera goes in a little further, we get about halfway down this hallway to the scene that we're opening up on, and we can hear like the fight, like some clanging of swords and some casting. Gandalf going, "You shall not." Nope. Actually, that's not in there. And as we go a little further, we see the floor is opened in front of us, and there's this giant spike pit trap. But we see that it's fallen, but a rope has been tied across by their feet, and a rope tied up above. So this trap has been discovered. It's been disarmed. They made their way across, and we zoom in further. Past the spiders, past the trap, the sounds get louder. Some shouts are heard. Some things that are very character-y of each of you. And I had this cool combat. Here we go. Let's get to that. There we go. And then we come into this room, and we just hear a final "ah!" And we come in and we open up on Ralph McLeod, who is just downing the last skeleton that you guys have been fighting. So take it from there, Ralph. Let's narrate how we come into the scene, like your first one-liner, your first appearance, and then we're going to bounce around people.
No. Second Life does not renew any sort of warranty. Stay dead this time. And it's like he's probably just poking it with his staff at this point. It's probably like just a like his skull with glowing eyes, just chattering on the ground right now. It's like nope, bad.
Okay.
So it's like some customers are just too damn persistent.
That's perfect. And then we flip up and over, just a little roundup, and then there's Cecil finishing off his opponent in whatever way you wish to say it.
Yes. He's standing there. He's got his armor floating around him, and he's got his mace in his hand, and his minions are climbing, smashing and smacking into it for him. So I'm going to roll that real quick. See how well they do. They can hurt me or help me on this one.
So you want to roll a dice roll? I was giving you an auto success, but I like that you like to gamble.
It's more fun. I spend one of my For the Masters, or one of my horde.
Okay.
To get a +1 to the roll. So 7 and 9 is a mild complication. You don't get quite what you want. But I still get to spend 1 hold for them to take the blow meant for me. So basically I lose all my horde on this last little guy, but one of them gets splattered by it as it gets splattered itself. And I'm just still standing there like I haven't swung the entire dungeon. I haven't done anything.
And you just lost.
Just let them.
That was your last minion is gone?
Yep. The last minion that was with me at this time just jumped in front of it, and I'm just staring down going, good job. Is that it? Are we done?
Okay. And at the answer to that question, we we cut over to Olivara, who's just finishing against her opponent in whatever way she describes. Oh my gosh, that was great.
So Olivara just like, how do you fight a skeleton with a sacrificial dagger?
Very carefully.
Maybe he had used a spell, too. I mean, whatever. Maybe a spell on the dagger to make it more effective. Or you picked up a big rock. Who knows? He grabbed one of Cecil's minions and is like, here, use their head to punch the skeleton. No, I don't know. That's kind of mean.
That is a waste of life.
Oh, snap.
But so she swipes the small sacrificial dagger just through the chest bone of the skeleton that she's been facing. Wheels around on Cecil. Looks at his fallen minion. Just shakes her head. Before kneeling down and lighting incense to do his last rites.
Very nice.
Thank you. Why is she doing this? I have literally 6 more at the entrance.
Because that's her job.
But they're not real people.
Such a tool.
She's going to hold her head high and pretend she did not hear that.
Oh, what a tool. I love it. Let's pan over to Benny, our last person, like who has just finished his opponent in whatever way he is going to tell us.
People. This tall, pale-skinned guy takes a skeleton, grabs it under the jaw, brings it up, brings his razor, and severs the spinal column, letting it drop, and then folds his straight razor, saying, "Rest now, my friend," and puts it in his pocket.
Always singing. That bard, just always singing. And then the cave is gone, kind of quiet, except looking off to the north as we go, the kind of direction here, and the east, you got 2 more passages. You fought your way in. You've done good. But you feel that your luck just might change. You've had it pretty easy so far. But it's weird. It's like someone else is secretly controlling you from the back of your minds. Like there's people sitting in a room talking to each other over the internet, controlling your everything, every thought. Wait, that's too weird. That's too meta. Stop. Okay, sorry.
Internet. Don't you need the worldwide ley line?
Yes. That's so much better, yes. So you made your way in. But those who actually cast magic, which is probably everybody but Cecil, in some way, shape, or form, you've noticed it once or twice before in the last week or two, but today, as you've used any type of casting up to this point, you've noticed that it seemed to be just a little strange, a little off, if that sounds right. A little harder to push that spell out, like there was a block against you, just something that was just a little awkward about your enchanting, your casting, whatever. Is that something just in the back of your mind, like, But it goes away as you guys are all looking at each other, and this room full of skeletons that have they were all these bones, piles of bones were everywhere. When you enter the room, they all started formulating, and like 10 of them popped up, and they attacked you instantly, and you made quick work of them. And now you're kind of all looking at each other. What do you guys do now?
A moment before we move on. I'm going to cast a spell. Speak with dead.
Oh, you make me use my brain at the end of the night. Oh my goodness.
It's probably going to be the skull that's chattering right next to me. That's still kind of like trying to gnaw at the end of my staff.
Let me see. That is the soul magic move.
All right.
I rolled an 11.
You did. And a 10 plus, choose a consequence from the list below. Really?
Wait, I didn't copy the list apparently.
It's all right. I missed one thing on my.
Oh, it's okay
mine
if it's
too.
not all on
I put
there.
in Discord.
You cast any spell from your Reaper spell list of your level or lower without need to prepare them. Oh, that's just because you're, yep.
Yeah. So for that one, I will spend 1 soul for that spell.
All right.
And
What happens? What do we get here? Is it
Speak from Dead. Let me just post that real quick. A corpse converses with you briefly. It will answer any 3 questions you pose to it to the best of its knowledge it had in life and the knowledge it gained in death.
and you rolled an 11, so no consequences. I see.
On
Or
a
was
10
it-
plus, I chose 1 consequence, and that was the expenditure of soul.
Okay.
So I spent 1 soul.
I have a question
Which
about.
I guess now would be a good time to explain what soul is for the Reaper.
Sure. I like that.
Which I guess I could have done when describing starting moves, but I didn't think about it. So the Undertaker move is when she does the last rites. So she did the last rites for Cecil's minion and gained 1 soul for doing so. I can hold a maximum of 3, begin play with 2, and my soul magic can cost soul. So, and it's got other uses as well, but that's what I'm using right now. But basically, I spend souls to do my magic.
Does your inky black arms and tendrils, do they reduce as you spend soul? Does it cost you the very thing you're trying to gain in order to cast your magic?
That would explain why you only have this many souls after so long.
What 102?
Out of
Out of
a lot.
10,000, yeah.
Stick with
You
it,
know,
babe,
I
you'll
think
get
it
'em all.
does. I
Okay.
think it does.
All right. Now it's not. We don't. There's no hard number we have to keep track of, obviously.
Right,
But
yeah.
it really. Okay.
It's flavor.
Yep. Flavor Flav. I like it. All right. So, tell me, you take this chattering skull. What does your magic look like?
Actually, the picture that I have for her is kind of what I'm basing literally everything about her off of. So that sort of, it's like a blue dark. It's almost so dark that it's black. It's just like an aura around her hand that kind of looks tendrily.
Okay.
And then as she touches the skull, brings it partially back to speak with her before sending it on.
Its eyes were still chattering red, as Ralph said, and they were starting to dim. And then as you grab the skull, the eyes change to the color of your magic, and then they light back up. And it's looking at you. Ask me these questions 3.
Do you have... No, that's a yes or no question. Sorry, she's smarter than I am. I gotta think these things through. She doesn't so much.
It's fine.
What other traps might we encounter in this dungeon?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's the first one I thought of when using this spell.
The passage east, southeast contains sharpened blades. The passage east by northeast contains a log of spikes. Both traps are in place. And, he would say in place and set. There go all my surprises, FYI.
Well, I try to think about any other specific questions.
Suggestions can be thrown out there, or we can come back to you if you need it. So, but yeah, if anybody else has good questions.
Like how many more undead are in this?
I was
crypt?
considering that one, but for probably different reasons than you are. She's looking at souls to release. How many undead might we be facing down here? How many of you have been trapped?
Counting. Well,
The GM does math.
where'd it go?
Or pull the
See,
number.
here's the thing. It's terrifying because we asked how many enemies are in the dungeon, and he's doing math.
Well, there was
course.
9,999.
Of course, it's only to the best of that particular skeleton's knowledge, so he may not have all the knowledge.
In life and in death.
And in death.
With my 9 brethren, there was 10 of us. But the others, I know not, except that the GM will tell you in a moment.
I just like the idea of like, I know of 10 plus that asshole Bill. He's downstairs. I hear him chattering. Oh, he's right there.
Another 9 of the others lurk somewhere within. I'm not supposed to roll dice, but I'm going to roll dice sometimes. Mostly for damage.
Oh no.
Frost Shakers keep track. Thank you. One more question for you.
Which way did the wizard go? Would be the first thought I'd have is like, did you see a wizard go by? In which way?
Actually, that's a decent point. She will describe the amulet they are looking for. And have you seen this?
It was brought by a Kragan several weeks ago. How long would it be? Several days ago. And taken to the northern room.
She will thank the skeleton for its sacrifice and let the soul pass on.
Oh. Very nice. I wanted to say we should do some more, but we are very close to 10 o'clock, everybody.
Yeah, that this entire time Ralph has been probably like when the whole magic thing started going weird. It was probably Ralph probably has his staff enchanted with a rune of light to be essentially the light source.
Sure.
And it probably flickered, and he's probably tapping it like a light bulb that keeps flickering. It's like, yeah, I ain't supposed to be doing that.
Let me ask you one last question, Olivera. When it answers you, does it answer it aloud, like with vocals that people can hear? Or is it something that is more within your mind or in your soul that only you can hear?
I think it would be out loud if it has the capability. You know, if the jaw is intact, it would probably answer out loud. If it's not, then it would be more ethereal.
I think it can still be out loud and audible, just for the fact that magic is our word, can do anything. So, well, I wanted to do a little more action, but I think the role play and the meeting of the group was actually really spectacular, and I think that was
fun.
They really got the characters going, and there's some relationships here. So let's look. We'll just do it out of practice, but if some XP applies, you guys will get some XP. So how you get XP is 7 plus the level you are. So once you guys hit 8 experience points, because you're level 1, you will hit level 2. And then you'll have to get 9 experience points. You'll reset. So you can sometimes level up in the middle of a session. If you hit 8 XP in the middle of something, and be like, I got this, and we'll go from there. You can level up sometimes if you make camp and sleep and recover. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions real quick, and if you answer them, everybody gets to mark XP. Okay, just one for one, and then we'll do our shoutros, and then we'll be out of here. So, and I'd just like to thank everybody who was in the audience tonight and chatting with us. That's one of my best chatters ever. And I wish I could pay attention to it, but I'm just like so focused I can't. So I apologize, but thank you for being here. End of session. When you reach the end of a session, choose one of your bonds that you feel is resolved, completely explored, no longer relevant or otherwise. And you talk to them, and if they agree, then you erase it, mark XP. I don't know if we got there yet just because it's the first session, but I think it can happen going forward after this. Unless I am wrong, you can speak up and interrupt me. So here's the thing. If you fulfilled your alignment at least once this session, mark XP. Then we'll answer 3 questions to everybody. So does anybody think that they fulfilled their alignment or drive in this case? It wasn't a long time, but...
I didn't ask any last requests, so I couldn't fulfill them.
Okay.
Funnily enough, because of my interaction with Cecil, I think we actually did kind of tackle the bond I have with Cecil here is, hey, I enchanted something for him and it didn't go quite right, but we ended up
Oh,
striking
yeah.
a bargain afterward.
Oh.
Bargain that I'd fix it essentially after this job.
That is true.
Yeah.
Then you can
Look at you go, overachiever.
look at that Overlord achiever, nailed it. Then if Soundwaves agrees, which she does, I believe, you can erase it.
Yeah.
Mark 1 XP and then fill a new bond at some point, an hour later, with him. So good, bond done. Anybody have another bond or or things that they played to their alignment?
Dominate. Close your door.
And that's fine. Like
Nope.
it's gonna
I
happen.
don't think I had time.
It's gonna happen after this. It's gonna happen by next session. Like these next questions I ask, you'll probably get a couple XP for you guys. So, oops. Cue the music going down here. So we are at the end. No more music. Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
First question of 3. Did we learn something new and important about the world? It's almost always a yes in the first session.
Yeah. He learned a lot new.
I mean, we just have to name one thing, and that's it. Like,
The wizard has a propensity for misplacing his amulet.
boom, done. Everybody mark an XP.
Yep.
There's
that
at
was
least,
a fun thing we came
and
to.
we're in a town big enough to have at least 5 streets.
There we go. Sure, why not?
What? You said it's on 5th Street, and everyone went with
You
it. So
did?
now I am
Uh-huh.
on 5th Street.
We're on Easy Street. All
I
right.
even put it on the Google Doc.
There's
I saw
apparently a fountain.
That is a thing.
The town has a fountain.
There's a fountain in the town square.
See? All kinds of things. All right. So
There you go.
everybody got an XP for that. Did we overcome a notable monster or enemy?
Skeletons.
Are they notable?
Off screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a narrative battle, so not really.
But we did have, well, yeah, it was still narrative.
It
It
wasn't.
had a chat that was created.
It was meant to be an auto, like, success introduced into the character. I wouldn't think so. I think there's going to be something notable next time, though. Matter of fact, I'll guarantee it. So, all right. Let me ask the last one. Did we loot a memorable treasure? This will also most likely be applicable next time.
Yeah, we didn't loot Jack this time.
I mean, I could go be a waxing poetic and say knowledge was the treasure we were looking for all along, but
I'm gonna hard pass that one, but thanks for playing. No, everybody still got 1. Ralph got 2. It's a good start. You guys can probably pretty close to level up after the next session because we're gonna have a lot of opportunity. So
it's just 10 XP to a level, essentially.
That's 7
it's-
plus your current level.
So you'll need
Okay, so
you need to hit
I need
8. Exactly.
Yeah.
8 total. Then you reset to 0 and you start again, and then you work to 9. Then you reset. You work to 10. Blah blah blah. So
Okay.
so that's how it
So
works.
essentially, other than the overachiever, aka Ralph,
Got one.
we got 1.
Yeah.
We got-
Which is good for
Everybody
since
get one.
we RP'd for like
Everybody
25
gets one.
minutes, and that was pretty good, I think. So I was-
I'm a fan of the role playing myself, so I will
I'd
always
laugh.
try to get some in.
Yep. Well, good. Well, thanks, everybody. I had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time. I hope the audience had a good time. Consider follow, liking, subscribing on YouTube and here, and also join us in our Discord community. Always looking to grow the community. Put a little link there. Tell us what you like, what you don't, what you want to see in the future. Always looking for new talent, new players, and new games. So YouTube has all the archives of past things, and always looking for followers on Twitch to kind of build that up. I'm glad to see that everybody's been here tonight and we had a good time. It was a great first session. But I won't talk anymore because throat sore, except for to say that this Friday from 8 to 10 Eastern is Robotech, the Macro Saga, our 1980s anime space opera. It's coming back. Join Soundwaves Ghost, Jodo 1025, myself, and a couple other people as we play that back for season 2. And then alternating on Tuesdays with this game, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. Next Tuesday, we'll begin our, well, I'll let Soundwaves talk about what that is going to be. And we'll be bi-weekly swapping with this time slot here. So anyways, I'm Lucas. I'm going to pass it down the overlay. We're going to start with our new, we're going to start with Soundwaves. We'll go to Jodo, and then Jeff Beck and Ava Rogers in that order we did before. And then we'll be out of here. So I'm going to pass it up this way to you. Soundwave, wherever you are. Who cares? I don't know. Your turn.
As he was saying, alternating Tuesdays from this will be Alien RPG. In this case, all that's physically available now for the players is the main book because we are going on campaign mode. More specifically, Colonial Marine campaign. So the players will all be part of the famous, in their own minds, Delta team of the Gold team. I can't remember. Is it Delta Squad? Yeah, Gold Squad of Delta team. There we go. I wrote this. I should know it by now. All the players will be their own team, so they'll have most control over their hopeful continued existence, while I do my best to put them in situations where they'll die, mostly heroically, hopefully, right? Yeah, public service, whatnot. And Fridays, I play the captain, hopefully again. Hopefully, I survive that game too for a little while longer, of the SDF one Macross, which is fun. And I had a great time tonight. And as always, Lucas, thanks for running. And new cast members and Jodo, as always, it's been fun playing. And thanks for letting me hang out. Pass it on to Joe.
And big thank you to Soundwaves. It's always a pleasure playing with you. It's always a pleasure being here on Lucas's channel. I'm having a blast with the system that I haven't quite fiddled around with quite yet. I meant to do homework on this one, and I completely space cadetted it. So, and a big welcome to some new faces. It's always nice to meet new friends, which is a great thing, especially in this time, during this time. So, but yeah, as everybody has been mentioning, I am Jodo1025. I stream somewhat consistently now, which is surprising. Going like a year in now, I'm actually doing the streaming thing on a semi-regular schedule now. Over at twitch.tv/Jodo1025. So, and that's where you can find me when I'm not here on Fridays for Robotech and Tuesdays for either this as Ralph or for Joe Potensky in the Aliens campaign. I am really looking forward to this Marine campaign that Sound has got cooked up. But over on my channel, you will. So I got two. So I have two long running series, one of which actually is up tomorrow, which is Titans of Meron, a Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition adventure, part of our Extra Life charity drive. And well, my poor cast, and I know one is watching out there in Twitchland right now. Hi, Chitin. I know you're there. So, but they're going to get chased out of town. they're gonna get chased out of town hardcore. So if you want to watch that chaos, definitely tune in tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And then that happens every other Wednesday, and then in between, so the Saturday in between, so every other Saturday, so not this Saturday but next Saturday, I run my Call of Cthulhu campaign, Operation Cathedral. So it's 7th edition Call of Cthulhu, right? Now I can never remember.
It's 7th.
Yeah, so, and we are coming to a head with that one. Things have been said. My poor investigators are just survived getting shot at and unleashed something very, very terrible upon the world. So we'll see how well they resolve that.
Sounds about right.
So
for COC.
Yep. So, and then finally, I got one last announcement, and then I'll pass it along. And of course, we have one special fundraiser coming up. Again, part of our Extra Life charity drive, which is Maureen's Mad Menagerie. Those of you who tuned in 2 months ago for the Terrible Taras Task, which is run by Mr. Mighty M, aka the guy who plays Beeble on Titans of Meron, we're this upcoming fundraiser on June 13th, starting at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, is actually a continuation of that one-shot adventure. It's just we time skipped a year and a half in the future, because Maureen's up to shenanigans again, looking for the perfect pet. Last time it was a Tarask. Let's see what happens this time. So if you want to tune into that madness and donate donate money for sick kids, definitely tune into that because it's going to be a blast. I'm really looking forward to it. So, but with that, once again, thank you to my fellow cast members. Big thank you to our game master and host, Lucas. You're the whole reason why I do this now 2 years running. So, but I will turn it over to, I think Olivera's turn?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. I can't see the overlay, so.
It's all good. Everybody gets a shot. Go ahead, Olivera.
Oh, okay. You can find me over at Twitter as @thatnerdywriter. Sorry, my phone is going off at the moment. That was Gurr from
Perfect
Invader
timing.
Zim.
that was perfect timing.
If you can't tell by the handle, I am a writer. That's what my Twitter is mostly for. I talk about the trials and tribulations of writing, planning, plotting, pre-planning, replanning, editing, rewriting, all of the fun stuff that goes with writing novels. I also am on an actual play for Shadowrun. It's not available to the public yet, though they have a backlog of like 230 episodes if you want to interested at all in cyberpunk fun times. It's the Arcology podcast, ARCOLOGY, no H. And it's available anywhere you can download it, really. The Las Vegas campaign will eventually be available for the public, but right now it's Patreons only.
Wunderbar.
That's me. I don't have much.
That's perfect. Thank you, Mr. Jeff.
And thank you, Lucas, for letting me be in this game. It's so far it looks like it's going to be tons of fun, especially with all my great cast members here there alongside me. I think this is going to be fantastic. I'm not as widely distributed via the media as everybody, it seems like. I've guessed, GM'd, and played in the YouTube channel Into the Darkness, which is all Call of Cthulhu all the time
Oh, yes.
channel.
Mhm.
I'm in the process of writing a short module, short one-shot for the Call of Cthulhu 7th edition system called Call of Winter's Heart. Keep an eye out for that in drivethrurpg.com as soon as I actually get it published. Other than that, expect to see me here every other Tuesday for this dungeon world. See where this goes.
Perfecto.
Sent into a whole different madness.
All right.
Brilliant.
Eventually, I'm going to have my elevator pitch for the book I'm writing down, and that'll be part of my outro.
I want to hear it.
Although I'm still in the
The first one is always the awkward one.
Oh, I've written more books. They're just never going to see the light of day.
Well,
I've actually finished a couple, and they're terrible.
I was talking about shoutros, but okay.
Yeah, that makes sense too. That makes sense too. Not gonna lie.
all of those were good from everybody, and I appreciate it. And I also appreciate you guys staying a little later. I got to get this up on the YouTubes now. I've been really slack about putting content up. Baby.
Slacker.
It's my excuse for everything. Baby.
Oh, don't
okay.
say things like that because then it makes me feel even more guilty because I've been a lot worse than you have, buddy.
So you can only use the baby excuse for so long.
Yeah,
While she's still
I'm
a
like
baby.
3 years behind uploading anything onto my YouTube channel.
Everybody get to work. All right. Anyway,
See, I make it easy. I don't have a YouTube channel.
that's how you
Getting
do it.
distracted by building stuff for you guys.
This is also true.
I
See?
started doing stuff for a YouTube channel and then immediately went,
Ugh.
I can't figure any of this shit out.
I recorded like 3 videos
I'll talk to you about
that I did for
Yeah.
it, and then that was
It's not so bad.
ago.
Everything's on fire.
Well,
I have thought about maybe doing like a vlog style YouTube channel just to document, because I'm starting over basically from scratch. I had to complete 150,000 words for this book. I basically scrapped it all and I'm back at square one, replanning and everything.
ooh,
It was a choice on my part. I could have kept going from where I was at, but I had a better idea. So I started over.
Every time
Makes
I
sense.
sit down to write anything.
Yeah. So, well, anyway.
And I've been working on this for 3 years.
Yeah.
Keep working.
Well,
Keep going. Oh, go ahead, Jodo.
Well, I was gonna say. Well, I think Mr. Lucas wants us to wrap up our broadcast day.
It's all good.
So we could gripe afterwards.
We'll have all the good juicy behind the scenes talking that no one gets to see until they pay for it. I didn't really have anything, but you can pay me anyway. Anyways, that's
Hey,
it.
folks,
We're out of here.
Subscribe. It's worth it.
Yes. Spend that Amazon Prime right here, or Jodo, anybody really. So thank you guys for watching tonight, though. We will be back in 2 weeks. We'll be back next week for Alien RPG. We'll be back this Friday for Macros, and it'll be 2 weeks for Dungeon World Indigo Magic. So until then, I am Lucas of Lucasgvariety. Good night. God bless, and good gaming. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
All right.
I'll let the curtain go down. Don't double click it, Lucas. Just wait. Be patient.
Don't triple click it.